Ding, 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 ding. Turn on the light here. We got a new light. Oh, look at that! New light bulb. The old light bulb burnt out a long time ago, so now we have to replace this with the new light bulb. An actual light bulb, not the low-burning, incandescent, environmentally friendly one, because I don't know why that broke, but that broke maybe, 5 years ago, 6 years ago. It's supposed to last like 30 years. That's what the Rona store said. Anyways, chapter 6, Book of Luke. While he was going through a field of grain on the Sabbath, his disciples were picking the heads of grain, rubbing them in his hands, and eating them. The Pharisees said, "Why are you doing what is unlawful on the Sabbath?" Jesus said to them in reply, "Have you not heard what David did when he and those who were with him were hungry? How he went into the house of the Lord, took the bread of offering, which only the priest could lawfully eat, and ate of it, and shared it with his companions. Then he said to them, The Son of Man is the Lord of the Sabbath. On another Sabbath he went into the synagogue and taught, and there was a man. Then he said unto them, The Son of Man is Lord of the Sabbath. On another Sabbath he went into the synagogue and taught, and there was a man there whose right hand was withered. On another Sabbath he went into the synagogue and taught. There was a man there whose right hand was withered. The scribes and Pharisees watched him closely to see if he'll cure on the Sabbath, so that they may discover a reason to accuse him. But he realized their intentions and said to the man with the withered hand, Come up and stand before us. He rose up and stood there. Then Jesus said to them, I ask you, is it lawful to do good on the Sabbath rather than to do evil, to save a life rather than to destroy it? Looking around at them all, he then said to them, Stretch out your hand. He did so, and his hand was restored. He came enraged and discussed together what they might do to Jesus. In those days he departed to the mountain to pray, and he spent the night in prayer to God. Then when day came, he caused his disciples to himself, and from them he chose 12. Whom he had named apostles. Simon, whom he named Peter, and his brother Andrew, James, John, Philip, and Bartholomew, Matthew, Thomas, James, son of Alphaeus, son of Simon, who was also called a Zealot, Judas, the son of James, and Judas Iscariot, who became a traitor. And they all came down with him and stood on a stretch of a level ground. The great crowd of his disciples and a large number of people from all Judea, Jerusalem, and the coastal regions, Tyre and Sidon, came to hear him, and came to hear him and to be healed of their diseases, even though those who were tormented by unclean spirits were cured. Everyone in the crowd sought to touch him, because power came forth from him and healed them all. And raising his eyes towards his disciples, he said, Blessed are you who are poor, for the kingdom of God is yours. Blessed are you who are now hungry, for you will be satisfied. Blessed are you who are now weeping, for you will laugh. Blessed are you when people hate you, and when they exclude and insult you, and denounce your name as evil on account of Son of Man. Rejoice and leap for joy on that day. Behold, your reward will be great in heaven, for their ancestors treated the prophets in the same way. But woe to you who are rich, you have received your consolation. Woe to you who are filled now, for you will be hungry. Woe to you who laugh now, for you will grieve and weep. Woe to you who speak, woe to you when all speak well of you, for your ancestors treated the false prophets in this way. But to you who I say, love your enemies, do good to those who hate you, bless those who curse you, pray for those who mistreat you. To the person who strikes you on one cheek, offer the other one as well, and from the person who takes your cloak, do not withhold even your tunic. Give to everyone who asks of you, and from the ones who take what is yours, do not demand it back. Do not do others as you would. Ow, my eye. Do to others as you would have done to you. If you love those who love you, what credit is that to you? Even sinners love those who love them. And if you do the same to those who do to you, what credit is that to you? Even sinners do the same. Okay, so this wasn't in the other two books. This is actually in the book of Luke now. I don't recognize these from the other two books. If you lend money to those whom you expect repayment, what credit is that to you? Even sinners are led to sin. Even sinners are led to sinners and get back the same amount. But rather love your enemies and do good to them, and lend expecting nothing back. To then your reward will be great for you and your children of Most High, for He Himself is kind to the ungrateful and the wicked. Be merciful just as your Father is merciful. Stop judging and you will not be judged. Stop condemning and you will not be condemned. Forgive and you will be forgiven. Give gifts. Give gifts. Give gifts will be given from you. A good measure packed together, shaken down or overflowing, and will be poured onto your lap. Give and gifts will be given to you. A good measure shall pack together, shaken down and overflowing, will pour onto your lap. For the measure with which you measure will be returned. Give and gifts will be given to you. A good measure packed together, shaken down, and overflowing will be poured onto your lap. For the measure with which you measure will be returned to you, will be measured out to you. And he told them in a parable, can a blind person guide a blind person? Will both not fall into a pit? No disciple is superior to the teacher, but when fully trained, every disciple will be like his teacher. Why do you notice a splinter in your brother's eyes, but do not perceive the wooden beam in your own? How can you not say to your brother, behold, let me remove the splinter in your eye, when you do not even notice the beam of wood in your own eye? The wooden beam in your own eye. You hypocrite, remove the wooden beam from your eye first, and you'll see clearly to remove the splinter in your brother's eye. A good tree does not bear rotten fruit, nor does a rotten tree bear good fruit. For every tree is known by its own fruit. People do not pick figs from thorn bushes, nor do they gather grapes from brambles. A good person out of the store of goodness in his heart produces good, but an evil person out of the store of evil produces evil. From this fullness of the heart the mouth speaks. Why do you call me Lord, Lord, but do not do what I command? I will show you what someone is like who comes to me. Listen to my words and act upon them. That one is like a person building a house, who dug deeply and laid the foundation of the rock. When the flood came, the river burst against the house, but could not shake it, because it had been well built. Ooh, this mosquito bites really got to me. But then the one who listens and does not act is like a person who builds a house on the ground without a foundation. When the river burst against it, it collapsed at once and was completely destroyed. Okay, so Jesus going bonkers and telling all sorts of random parables, and I guess he's just spouting out random sayings that are pertaining to human life and interactions and how we're supposed to treat each other when not just spouting them out randomly. That's the vibe I got. That's the reverberations I got from this. So, chapter 7. Thank you for watching our show. Have yourselves a lovely evening.